Gina, just want to congratulate you on being our Women of Excellence for Boss and appreciate you and everything that you do.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, why don't you tell me a little bit about what your day is like at Boss? What you do and
Um,
what your day's like?
it's busy. I do quite a few different things here. Receiving RP renewals for Boss Heavy Haul and Boss Crane. Take care of all of the registrations and for the vehicles. Take care of paperwork for all of our units, making sure all the cranes and trucks have updated paperwork and that they're covered. And all of this comes at you all at one time, so you're multitasking throughout the day.
You know, you are definitely a woman in the driver's seat. You don't have to be out on the road, driving a truck to be a part of women in the driver's seat because that's what you certainly are. And I know that that's a big job, and because we've got to keep all these vehicles, we got to keep them all safe, and we've got to keep them all legal. Make sure that we've got everything in place. So, how did you come to work in for Boss and in our industry?
Um, I had been laid off from my last job. It was a downturn in the oil field, and I applied. I had my resume out, and the HR lady for Boss at the time came across it and called and asked if I would like to come in for an interview. And I interviewed with David, and um, it was just, I don't know, I guess we hit it off, and um, we had, a good interview, and I left, made it to a grocery store, and my phone was ringing, and they offered me the job.
Well, that's wonderful. They must have.
And Lee Gentry was also in on that interview.
Right. So they knew somebody good when they saw you, when they interviewed you. Um, so what do you we always love to get more women in our industry and that whether they're driving a truck, working in the office, whatever they're doing. How do you think we can be more welcoming to women to come into our industry?
Um, I think, I don't know how to say this. Sometimes women have bought into the idea that they can't achieve things like driving a truck because it's always been considered a man's job. But I think we've had enough women drivers now to show that that's not true. I think one thing that might discourage a woman from being a truck driver is if she has young children and not want to have to leave them to go out, and some of them will stay out for 3 months at a time, the really hardcore ones. But I know my husband didn't like staying out that long. He, wanted to be closer to home. Um, and we have had a female crane operator here at Boss, so that was real interesting. And I'd like to see more women in, that position too.
I would too. I think that would be I think that'd be a great opportunity for women. The only thing I'm not sure about, Gina, is how much physical strength that
That's
it
true.
takes to do that job. But I think women would do a great job working as a crane operator. And one of the things that I think that a lot of women look at when they drive a truck is that they can make the same money as
Yes.
their male counterpart can make. the work-life balance is always, I know that's always a consideration, and how do you balance that? Because I know you're like 24, you can work 24/7 doing what you do.
Um, well, I'm lucky at this stage in my life that my children are grown and I don't have young children at home. Um, so, that makes it a little easier for me. But, it's just you just have to do what you gotta do. And,
Mhm.
I feel like I have a responsibility to the guys here and that, I if they need something, I need to be able to get it for them. I
Yeah.
always even on vacation, I've always taken my computer with me in case someone needs paperwork or, something sent to them while they're on the road.
Yeah, and see, they count on that, and they appreciate the fact that you have their back,
Yes.
that you're taking care of, the needs that they have so they can get out there and get that job done. And that helps us with our customers. We're not holding up work that needs to be done for them. So when you're not working, what do you like to do?
Um, Fish, garden, you know, I've got, grandkids, so spending time with my grandkids and, but I'm really a homebody. I like to go places, but it's always good to come home and it's kind of my sanctuary. And I just, love spending time there.
I'm the same way. I like to go, but I like to be home. I
Yes.
enjoy my home time. So safety is priority one at Bennett. And and in the industry with Boss Crane, Boss Heavy Haul, we're in a high risk business. I
Yes,
mean, we know that. We recognize that, and we that's one of the reasons we work hard to try to make sure that we do everything safely. What are some of the things that you do and the boss does to try to help maintain safety out on the road?
Um, number 1, like, making sure that they have all their paperwork so that they don't have to that's one less thing on their mind as they're driving down the road. Um, I always, um, try tell them to be safe and, um, whatever, Carlos and them, try to get across to them as far as safety, um, I, try to reiterate that and, just different things.
Yeah, I know that, that they have a lot of safety meetings,
Yes.
there's a lot of, and we try to give them all the safety tools that we possibly can, um, in both the heavy haul and crane to be able to help them maintain the kind of safety record
Yes.
that they have. It's, it as I said, we're in a high risk business. We know we have to do everything that we possibly can.
And one thing that I can do from anywhere is I can keep them in my prayers, and I pray for each one of them as they leave the yard because, I know what it's like out there, and I have a great respect for these guys, and the job that they do every day because without them out there, I don't get to sit here.
That's exactly right. I think that all the time. Without what our drivers do, we wouldn't have a job.
No.
We wouldn't be able to do this. So, Gina, are there things that you think that we could do, or what are your thoughts on how we could entice more women to come into our industry?
Um, I think maybe some way of being a little more welcoming to women in our industry, getting the word out that there are jobs available for them out there. Um, kinda like the, lift and move thing that we did one year where the high school kids came out, something similar to that for women that's looking to get into the, industrial side of things like truck driving and crane operating.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. Sometimes our industry doesn't always people don't always look as favorable on our industry as we would like them to. And so I think
Yes.
we've got to do everything we can to let people know that this is a good industry to be in. I always say once you get trucking in your blood, you just can't do anything else. So,
My husband is retired now, and he tells me every day I can go back to trucking, and I'm like, "You don't need to. I need you at home. I need my house husband." So,
yeah, yeah. How long did he drive?
40 something years.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Well, that's to be commendable that he was out there doing that for his
Yes.
good time. So, do you have goals that you'd like to see or things that you'd like to see us get accomplished in the job that you do?
There's a few things I'm working on, keeping up with all the equipment and everything. It's a lot of equipment.
Mhm.
And I think I'm working on like setting up a spreadsheet so I can keep up with all the registrations and things. And it's kind of difficult sometimes because I've got heavy haul and then I've got boss crane. So I have to it's or are we talking about heavy haul or are we talking about boss crane when it comes to different units and everything?
You do have a lot because you have a lot of pieces and parts.
Yes.
It's not just a single trailer or a single
No.
crane. There's a lot of pieces and parts to it that has to
And
be kept up with.
asset transfers go on every day, so I'm constantly trying to, okay, this went there, and
Yes.
you have to keep an eye out on it.
Mhm. And we're trying to sell some equipment, so you gotta
Yes.
keep up with that, and I know there's a lot, and we appreciate the great job that you do, and,
Well, thank you. It's an honor to work for this company.
well, it's, we're very blessed to have you, and so a lot of the things that was said for your nomination um, was that you are very dedicated to your role day and night, that you're accessible 24/7 to handle any issues that arise with registrations, RP trucks, trailer tags, hub permits, and you do it all with ease and stay composed, and you have a welcoming and a helpful attitude. And
Well,
so,
they may have exaggerated a little.
well, it says that you always lead with humility and a servant's heart. And I know that that's true, Tina. And
Thank
we
you.
just appreciate you. So, in acceptance of of the Women of Excellence Award for Voss, um, for 2025, do you have anything you'd like to say in acceptance?
Um, I would just like to say I would also like to thank the people I work with because they're my family and it's a joy to work with them. And they may come into work really happy.
Well, that's great because we want people to enjoy working at
Yes.
Boss and at Bennett and to like what they do. And so we just appreciate you, appreciate everything that you do, and that you help keep all our guys legal and you help with safety as well.
Thank
So
you.
just thank you and we just appreciate you.
Well, we appreciate you too.
All right. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.